It's okay. No, I'm not. I have my team with me. Shout out to the Konnected family. Shout out to production. Shout out to Kev Glover, the one and only. Woo! But welcome back to Konnected with E. I am your host, Imaya, also known as Lovely E. Hello, hello. Woo! Sometimes you just gotta shout your own self out. And sadly, she's not here. I'm just looking. Oh, looking to my left. But shout out to Nia No Long, my poor friend. She couldn't be in today, but health is wealth. So shout out to her. You know, I heard the girlies, I don't know what some people are calling this. I don't know. The gays are saying this means you ate. I don't know. Some people are saying it's tea, but I don't know. I'm just gonna clap it up for my friend in her eye. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, shout out to my friend. She's not here, but it's okay. Of course, we're here to update the world on what's going on with Charlotte. Charlotte, what's going on to the world, bring the world to Charlotte, all that good stuff. Like I said, she says it better than me. But of course, highlight some businesses, some artists, some restaurants, just some overall things that's going on, and some news. So thank you all for joining me on this journey. And let me stop squeaking this table. It's a little squeaky. It needs oil. This table needs oil. It's okay though. But thank y'all for joining this journey with me. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the current news. But see, that's why I don't do this part. She usually does this part. But before we get into the current news, we're going to shout out our business of the week. And honestly, I said the business of the week is Konnected. Shout out to the Konnected. Shout out to the Konnected family. We have a lot of events that's going on this summer. Between the heat and I would say these new laws that they got going on. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. But between the heat and the new laws, between the YNs, it's a lot going on this summer. So we're gonna make sure to try to bring a little bit of fun and a little bit of creativity, because we want to make sure if we're gonna be scared of the streets, we might as well enjoy the streets at the same time. There's nothing wrong with doing both. But we want to shout out to the Konnected family. We have our Konnected magazine release June 29th. We have our Connected with Poetry and Connected in Motion. That is June 26th. That is this Thursday. So all my snappers and ooh la la's, please come out. We have our Connected with Comedy July 3rd. What a way to kick off the 4th of July weekend. We love a 4th of July weekend. There's nothing like celebrating the independence we never had. But we're gonna enjoy that plate. We're gonna eat them food, we're gonna eat them ribs. We had our little day that came. And honestly, I don't know what that day is about. I'm gonna be honest. I can admit as a Black person, I'm kind of confused about Juneteenth. However, I do celebrate it. I just need a little bit more information to educate myself. And we also have our Connected kidpreneurs, Connected kidpreneurs. So that means just basically some kid entrepreneurs that are coming out July 26th. So that's very, very fun. So like I said, we want to shout out our own business. There's nothing wrong with shouting out other people's business, but sometimes you got to toot your own horn. I'm tooting my own horn by giving y'all a free show. Oh my gosh. Buy me dinner first, guys. They trying to slip me out for free. I ain't for free. Sometimes. Let me stop. I'm going through it, y'all. My friend, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, it's not about me. This is about the news. But how was you guys Juneteenth? Juneteenth came, right? So I have somebody in here with me. So if y'all see, like, why she looking to the side? I actually have somebody in here with me. It's kind of nice. Sometimes when you're on your own, it is kind of like, dang, I have nobody to talk to but the people, which is okay. But Juneteenth came. I wasn't outside as much as I wanted to be. I actually was. I'm moving, so I'm trying to move before 4th of July because my lease is up 4th of July. And who wants to move 4th of July? Not me. I'm trying to be outside, young and turned. Trying to put my boots on the ground. All that good stuff. I can't be out here moving 4th of July if I'm going to be doing all that. So I was. I didn't really have the biggest Juneteenth, but shout out to Juneteenth. I'm thinking that if I'm not mistaken, it was the independence of the Black people in Texas, or was it the independence of all Black people? Very confused. I don't know. You can say something, yes.
Oh, I didn't know if I could talk because I didn't know
Yeah.
how this worked.
Yeah, you can say something.
Pretty much Juneteenth is pretty much like so when this, we didn't have social media and all that, so nobody could say, "Oh, we free," whatever. We was actually free before him. We didn't find out till 1865, around this time. So that's we're celebrating. That's why it's no. How people say like July 4th is Independence Day. There's no actual date for Juneteenth because nobody knows exactly when we were free.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that was going down a rabbit hole. But
it was around this time.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because at the end of the day, even though we were free,
people still not free now. I know a couple. Right. I know a couple niggas picking cotton. What is you doing? Get up, sir.
They couldn't even. But then it's also like
it's 2025.
They couldn't even go nowhere, like because they were so used to this for so
yeah,
long.
absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's crazy, girl. Girl, that's crazy. And my mama. Shout out my mama. She made a joke the other day telling me that cotton looked pickable and I should go outside.
Oh, Lord, how did this weather?
Baby, it would have been over with. I'm useless. I'm used goods. I would have been begging to cook. I would have been like, I'm the bit, please. I would have slaughtered a pig for them. Let me tell you something. Or not, just throw me away. I'm cool with that. I'm not one of the. I'm not finna beg to be here. You crazy. Boo. Throw me away. I'm useless. I'm not good. I don't like cotton for real. Only cotton I wear is panties. Hello. Period. Everything else, no, let me stop. I got on this cotton shirt. I mean, I do like cotton, but gosh, why do I gotta pick? Why do we gotta pick? Why can't we all pick it? Or why can't we get paid? Now, honestly, I'm not saying, listen, if I was getting paid for my services, now that can be different. If I can get paid for my hourly services, do my thing, and go home to my family, I feel like not, hear me out, black people. I feel like we would have been maybe okay. If we wasn't like, got a little check, went home, my family was not too much rate. But see, that's the saying, y'all took it too far. Y'all made it to where we didn't have no rights and all that good stuff, all that crazy stuff. So, hate that for us. I do. Don't like that at all. But we made it through. Some of us, barely. Like I said, it's 2025, and I wouldn't be surprised if people still picking cotton. It's very sad. Especially out there in Mississippi, the the deep Bible Belt. But we're gonna move on. I don't know if y'all heard about this. If you heard about this, girl, there's a toxic algae found in Lake Norman, and I love me some Lake Norman. The state environment officials have confirmed that algae blooms are apparently in Lake Norman across 4 counties. I'm not gonna Mecklenburg, Lincoln, Chihuahua, I think, Catawba, and Iderl. So basically, them 4 counties are experiencing terrible algae from the lake. So people can't. Just one crazy. One of my kids actually swam in the lake not too long ago, and their parent tried to say something to me about it, and I'm like, you need to tell the health officials. You need to tell the health department. You're telling the wrong person. I'm gonna try. What you want me to give her a bath? I can give her a bath, but I mean, I'm the wrong person you need to tell. That was the wrong. She's like, I hope it didn't get. Shouldn't have got in her mouth. I'm like, girl, she won, but But if you see or touch the algae, here's some things to keep out to keep you safe. I guess avoid swimming in the water if it looks bright green, cloudy, or scummy. Keep your children and pets away from suspicious looking water. Black people, we don't like water, so we're cool. Don't touch or pick large mats of algae. Yeah, I don't, who even does that? Avoid eating fish or avoid fishing near the blooms. So avoid fishing near Lake Norman. Rinse off immediately with clean water if you or your pet comes in contact with the algae, and seek medical and veterinary help. If anyone feels sick, or your pet seems disoriented. So basically, I guess this thing is, fungi. That's all it does. It affects the brain. It kills your brain, and you be basically like a zombie. So please, people, be careful. Don't be out here just, I ain't saying don't be out here swimming, but just, be careful. Don't be out here swimming in just different lakes. I'm real big on that too. Make sure you rinse off or wash off immediately after you're done with the lake. Some people don't do that. I didn't know that was a thing until I learned some people don't do that, which, crazy work. However, you better start. You don't want to get sick. And I don't want y'all to spread that here. So please stay over there. And like I said, I love Lake Norman. I was thinking about going to Lake Norman, reaching out to the Big Brothers and Big Sisters company, because I've actually was a part of that for a very long time. Usually they ask people who were a part of it to come back and speak during Big Day of the Lake. But now I'm kind of scared because, it's a lot going on in Lake Norman. And that's the lake they do it at. So hopefully they can switch it to Lake Wiley.
What is the Big Brother and Big Sister?
Big Brother and Big Sister program is basically like a mentorship. It's not as big as it used to be, which is kind of sad. But, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because mind you, I done grew out of it long, not too long, but you age out at 18. I'm 25, so it's been a minute. But however, me and my friend, we still keep in contact. She's my big, but like my sister. But her name's Terrence. So we still keep in contact, of course. We still hang out. We still go on trips. Like, that's not a thing for us. But you after 18, you age out. So usually they have this thing called Big Day of the Lake, and they do this thing where they bring out a lot of the bigs and littles, and they just do like a big lake day. They feed them, and it's the whole thing. It's really nice. Yeah, but I ain't gonna be too nice. No, see, I am a big. And see, if I wasn't as busy, because I always thought about should I do it? Like, I think I should, but I do my stuff for the community. You know what I'm saying? I do what I need to do for the community. I am a big sister. I am an auntie, so I, do that personally. But I still think about it. I definitely can. I just, it's one thing to be young and turn with your nieces and your sister. I don't want to be too much held responsible for somebody else's child well-being, but I definitely think about it though. It's definitely something that crossed my mind. So, shout out to Big Brothers, Big Sister. Please, Lake Norman, go ahead and get that lake cleaned up. Do what you need to do. But yeah. Speaking of lakes, so they're finally going to build a bridge. It's called the Wilkinson Boulevard Bridge Project. Has been expected to start at 2026. I hate stuff like that. What are you telling me 2026 for? It's 2025. Granted, that is less than a year, but it's like, dang, that's kind of a little way. But I don't know. People know basically. So in simpler terms, if you know that Wilkinson area that turns into you trying to get on 85 to go to Gastonia, and there's so much traffic basically heading to Gastonia, South Carolina, Atlanta. So basically they're going to try to build a bridge that can kind of lessen that traffic so people can start going, I guess, over the water, if that makes sense. Because you do kind of go, I think you do kind of pass some water going up Gastonia way. But I think that's nice because the Belmont drivers have been waiting for a long time, because Belmont is kind of like Charlotte, but it's not, but it's very close and all that's connected. So, but I can say, because my friend is in Gastonia, so me going to her house and stuff, that traffic be so bad. And I'm like, why is it so bad? Because that's everybody who's coming, that might be from Belmont, Gastonia. They trying to go the same way as South Carolina, Atlanta, and that's just too much traffic.
It's like an island, like it's only one way on and one way off.
You literally. So that's why I'm very, very excited for the bridge, because it can help with the traffic. Traffic just be bad. It's too hot for traffic. It's too hot. Don't you agree? Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I did that for not even a summer. I did that for probably a half a summer. No AC. I got my AC July 19th. I will remember this day for the rest of my life. My life changed once I got my AC fixed. I never went back. You can't do stuff like that. That's some young lady. That's some young-ish. I was like 17, 16 when that happened. So you could kind of survive doing that. But me now, absolutely not. I walk before I do that. I can't. I'm riding a bike. You crazy. I'm this point, I'm finna be in New York. I'm taking any transportation, any transit, any city transportation. That's what I'm doing. I will refuse to ride in the summer heat. And you gotta have all your windows down. Like all your windows down. At this point, bust your front window. Like you gotta have no windows. just straight nothing. Just no windows. I can't. I can't. I can't. But yeah, so shout out to that bridge. That's very, very nice. I can't wait. Finally all that traffic. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of arguing with people, yelling at people on the streets because of traffic and it's hot. It's just because we all hot. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Speaking of we're all hot, there's a new club. I said between so we all know the basement the basement burnt themselves down. Well, allegedly, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it was a Ponzi game. Yeah, they said they coming back with a new club, so that's why I said I gotta check the basement back out. But shout out to the basement. And there's a new club called Love, but I think it basically replaced Hive. If you know what Hive, it's like Imperial Hive. Yeah, so it replaced Hive because Hive no more.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Is it spelled LUV or something like that instead of LOVE?
I don't know.
Like neon. I don't know.
It's like red or something. It seemed like I was just scrolling, doing what I do, scroll on my Instagram chat, just scrolling away. And I seen it, I said, love, what type of I said, oh, but then I'm looking, I'm like, that looks like Hive. That literally looks like the old Hive. But people do that chat. Yeah. People put up the insurance policy, get out of bed. People that allegedly, I don't know. It's crazy how y'all go from Hive to Love. And it probably be the same people, it'd be the same people that be the gag, but I will definitely be coming out there. Like I said, I'm outside this summer. Very much gonna enjoy my summer, my mid 20. I better enjoy it while I can. But yeah, so I said it's a new club. So shout out to the new clubs. I said between the basement, because they said they was gonna have a new location. So I said that's cute. No.
That location was whack though, because
Really?
I don't know.
Now the parking was terrible. Oh my gosh. And I'm good. But you know what? I'm kind of at that point, it was probably meant to be. Literally, it was probably meant to be because ain't no way that literally would have been traumatic. And I think, oh yeah, because I tried to get in there once or twice and just still could never make it in there. At traffic, that bridge. No, but I am it. I feel like everything happened for a reason. I'm pretty sure that happened for a reason because you know what I mean. People's lives could have been lost if that club was still open. The drunkenness, like, so shout out to those two clubs. Hopefully, the basement got something going. I don't know if you heard, but they say that the police can open your phone with your face and your fingerprint. Is that? I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, it's given that. I don't know, right? But I said, they tricky. Them police real tricky. You gotta, real Ponzi scheming, real scheming, scamming, sleazy. They'll do some stuff. So I'm confused. I don't know. That's why I said, look, I've always been a type in the code type of girly. Just because that I don't do the face. I don't do the well. Granted, now when we had the hand, that was cute. I want to say no, for that was cute. Bring back the hand. But even then, like I don't like that concept. Maybe you handing up the police your phone and you might, who knows, who knows. But I believe in just typing it in. If that's the case, you better tell Verizon to crack my phone, cause please, I don't, if you were dealing with the police, anybody, I would suggest you not to open your phone. Not because you should. It's just because it's a right. And they might hold something against you that they might see. It's none of their business. Now, granny, don't be doing that nothing crazy. They see you got something crazy on your phone, they're gonna take your phone. But I said that. I said, wow, CMPD, please don't lose your mind. I don't want to. I hate that. Please. So I'm a food person. I love food. I love food like a lot. Shout out to food. Shout out to all the food people. And I don't know if you watch. Granted, I was more of I wasn't now. Granted, I did love the Food Network. Let me stop. Let me take that back because the Food Network had a lot of good cooking shows. They had a lot of good. I love. My favorite was the carnival shows, where they would go to different like state fairs. And shout out to North Carolina Raleigh State Fair. We're actually really one of the top fairs around in the States. So shout out to North Carolina. But I seen this lady. Now mind you, I didn't know who she was, but I know the Caucasian lady with the blonde hair with the spikes with the little rolling pin. So when I seen that and when I seen pass away, I was just said, oh, but chef and popular Food Network TV host Anna Burrow has died. The network family confirmed Tuesday she's 55 and appeared in variety cooking shows over the years that included Home of Knives, Chop, which that's one now that was one of my favorite. Chop, Chopped All Stars, Beat Bobby Filet. So that was one. And then the Food Network star. I didn't read that. I didn't know about that one too much. But very sad. Very sad. Like I don't,
They said she passed or how she was.
I don't. She was 55 though. I don't know what she had, but that's like what's the name? Don't tell me Gordon Ramsay passed. I'm gonna pass out.
Man, that man probably eating 3 eggs a day. He healthy.
Child, but just that don't mean child. That don't mean nothing. That's why some people live your life. Right, you can be the healthiest person on earth, but when it's your card in your day, it's your card in your day, and I hate that. Please, God, knock the wood. Oh my God, look, he gonna replay that back in my face. Didn't you say? I know what I said, but I ain't mean it like today. Shit, slow down. Let me know what's going on. I need to see what's coming first, please. Um, but yeah, so I just was very sad because I remember seeing her, and especially my grandma watched Food Network a lot. That's how we used to watch Food Network and eat. Big asses. Go to bed. That's what I think about big people. Big people like that's well, I have a confession, y'all. I was maybe the size of this wall at one point in life. Yeah, just picture that with my body on top. However, so I can admit, like I used to. That was the problem. It was a psychological, it's a mind thing. Food on your mind, food in your heart, food on your spirit. You gotta, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it, girl, child. Okay, let me stop with humanity. Maybe the size of that poster.
No.
No, I'm being serious. I'm not even playing.
Really
Wide body, big body.
well,
Big body girl. Big body girl. Big body girl. So that's why I said one thing about it. The problem is just that's why I said that's my problem. That was the problem. Stop eating the food. Stop watching the Food Network. Chill out. Save it for people. The people need to eat. Speaking of the people needing to eat, child. Now Tyler Perry, don't be having them young men forcing sausages down their throat allegedly. Did you hear that Tyler Perry's getting sued for? Now, granted, here's my thing. When you suing somebody for sexual assault, is it like a particular number that you think? Like, I want to think, like, I want to, like, I never want to be in that predicament. We all, of course, we are definitely in tune and are in touch with the victims and know that it's nobody's fault that if something happened to them. But I do wonder, and I'm very curious, like, what's that number? Like, what's the cap? Because this man is suing for $260 million because he's saying that Tyler Perry is accused of sexually harassing him while working on his TV shows. One of his little boy toys. I mean, I'm sorry, allegedly his actors in one of the shows that was in The Oval and Ruthless. Now, granted, I didn't know about Ruthless, but I do know about The Oval. And I don't know. Now, granted, people saying people are saying I didn't read the text, but people are saying that if you read the text, if that's the case, then we all should be suing for sexual harassment. Because that's the case. They're saying it's not too bad. I don't know though. Like I said, we always want to take somebody's serious if they're saying stuff. But my whole thing is 206 million. That is a number. That ain't a random number. That's not like all right, 50 mil, all right, 3 mil, all right, 100 mil, 200 mil, $260. Lord have mercy, this is $260. There was $260. Tyler Perry give him that in a good time that night. He'll be like, "Sir, here go 5, and let me get a little extra just for that." I'm sorry, $260 million. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Unless the big three is involved, unless the big three letters are involved, and I won't say it, HIV, allegedly, I don't know. But unless them big three letters, H point I point V, and I'm just gonna separate them because I don't want to put them together because we're not trying to offend nobody. But unless H pause I pause V, unless it's some of that category, nigga, I don't think you need to be suing nothing for 260 million. Obviously, no offense, I feel like you obviously not saying you was down with the get down, but you kind of probably, I don't know. Now I just don't, like I said, 260 million is crazy, and then like you continue to take the advances, and you continue to, You know, I don't know. Like I said, it's one thing to be groomed when you're young and you don't know no better. I think that's definitely one thing. Um, but yeah, who knows? I don't know. So Tyler Perry, get that handled, please. That's the problem. You need to bring Medea back. When you was having Medea, you and none of these problems going on. You need to bring Medea back. Maybe none of this won't happen. Speaking of that, of course, the other freak off person, Diddy, he has a lot of things going on. You know, last thing I heard though, nobody's coming to his defense. And why would I mean not saying why would you though, but like I said, I mean it's one of them things where, I feel like sadly, when you think you're bigger than God and when you think you're bigger than the program, that's what happens. You get a reality check. And Puffy P.E.E. Diddy Holmes is, he's seeing that sadly. Sometimes people need a reality check. And because like I said, sometimes I'm conflicted but I do think at the end of the day, you groomed her. You knew what it was. You created that. So at the end of the day, even if she went back as a grown woman, because some people are saying, well, she went back when she was 20 something. Well, da, da, da. Which, okay, we can argue that. We can probably throw that defense out and say she was a grown woman. That still doesn't equate to the fact that from 19 to 20 something, he was doing what he was doing. So like R. Kelly says, you gotta pay the P Piper. You gotta eat that pill you swallow, P. Diddy. And you know. Now granted, Kanye, one thing about you, you confuse me a lot. I don't know. You confuse me a lot. He came in dressed all in all white, looking like the slave he is. I don't understand. I don't understand. You came in all white with the holes in you. Yeah, just crazy. You crazy. Get him on his medicine, guys. He need his medicine. He need his medicine. He got to take his 3 pills a day. If not, he's crazy. Allegedly, child. Got to say allegedly. I don't. Please, Kanye. I don't. Kanye, just stay away. Stay away. Because now they trying to say it's the allegedly A-list couple, and they trying to allege that it's Kanye and his Bianca that were involved in the sex part. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out, Lord. See, that's my problem. I talk too much. I often say shout out to the freak offs. Why are we shouting out baby oil, multiple penises, and allegedly a good time? I don't understand. Unshout out the freak offs, P. Diddy. He should just get locked off simply the fact that he named it. I don't care what nobody say. The fact that he named it, that should be right within itself. He did it. He's guilty. I'm sorry. They should all get locked up. At one point, they was still having sex with the girl. And she had all them sores and them you, what's it called? Euclers. Yeah, you. I think that's what they call. I don't know. I don't. They had the sores in her mouth. Yeah, and they was still doing it. They all need to be locked up. I don't know, but yeah. So we're gonna keep update on that Diddy trial. The NBA Finals finally happened. Woo! And I wasn't keeping up with it, y'all. I had to take a break from FanDuel. It was getting real bad. It was getting like really, really, really bad. Like really, really bad. Really, really bad. Some people are addicted to crack. Some people are addicted to food. Some people like weed. I do a little bit of everything. Let me stop and say I do a little bit of everything. I don't do no crack. But between the friendly earthly grass, the gambling, that right there is my two biggest things. So I had to stop, and because of me stopping FanDuel, that did take away from my sport watching. However, I've been trying to keep up a little bit. So I know that the NBA finals happened. So shout out Thunder, Oklahoma City. I'm sorry, Oklahoma City. They won the NBA champions. Woo! And it's where I feel like they're not getting as much promotion as the like even last year. But I think last year, of course, it was a little, not gonna say bigger names, but that's how the internet be. When they love you, they love you. When they hate you, they hate you. It's what it is, what it is. But shout out to OKC, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma Thunder, whatever y'all name is. Shout out to y'all won. A lot of people didn't want the Pacers to win just because of Tyrese or whatever, but I don't know. I didn't have too much involved with it. I wish I would have played though. I did see that last night. That halftime was looking crazy, and I wanted to drop a ticket so bad, but I didn't because, like I said, I'm trying to do better. And FanDuel will consume me. it would take over a lot of stuff. So I don't like that. I had to chill off of it. And it saved me a lot of money. So yeah. Um, oh my gosh, this happened all the time. Ah! He's back. Okay, real quick though. I don't know if you've seen, did you see it was a live that happened? Hold on, let me do the names real quick. Cause I'm glad you in here, Kev. Um, what's her name? Oh, wait. I see somebody named Shamarcus. But it was a couple. I think her name is Duchess Dezur or something like that. But it was going around like IG. Basically, this couple, this guy, he kind of got in prison. He was talking about they was cheating. It was herpes involved. Booty holes was sore. They was on live. He was cooking the whole time like it was just normal. But he ended up killing the girl. It was like it was a whole thing. I literally kept seeing it on my IG. I was like, who is this couple? But I guess she like, in her city, she kind of known, the couple's known. But it was very, very sad. But she was 27. She was a mother of two. Twin City, Georgia. It's always them, back. I ain't gonna say them back hick places, but I never heard of Twin City, Georgia. But the man that like he was on live, it was crazy. It was just too much going on. I just feel so sad for the kids. And granted, she did put on Facebook like somebody sent help before before I lose my life or before I end up in jail. And she actually did, lose her life. The man killed her. I guess it was her husband. And his name's Shamarcus. Okay, his name is Shamarcus. Lord have mercy. Don't date nobody named Shamarcus, y'all. I'm never even, please. I don't know. But it was just so sad, y'all. So please, I just say all that to say, be careful. Stay away from them IG lives. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. Let me tell you something. Any man that records you IG live and start cooking, just run away. Because that man might kill you. I just can't take that. I feel very, very sorry. But it was all over the place. Last thing we have is um I don't know. I've been talking about this a long time and I never got my generator. But y'all, just I just thank you guys so much. I love the people that's in the room right now. I love the people online. Who knows if these will be our last days talking to each other. Trump has allegedly decided when he's going to attack Iran, and he actually did attack Iran. And yeah, so we know how this rodeo goes. We've seen it 1,000 times. I just don't know which group that they're going to pick to put in concentration camps or do bad things to this time. We had our good old run. I think black people were kind of tired. We handed the baton off to the Jews, and the Asians got a little bit. So I will be surprised. Maybe is it the Hispanics that's go around? That's a good question. It might be the Hispanics. I don't know if y'all been seeing, but ICE been terrorizing the streets, scaring people away. But I just say all that to say this is actually really scary. Well, not scary. It ain't scary. It is what it is. But Trump did his big one. He did what he did. He attacked Iran, and Iran is they're trying to strike us back, but they said they weren't successful. But like I said, people, we all know them other countries don't like us and they ready to jump and leap. It's like a nice bet. It's like a nice episode of Baddies. It'll be, I ain't gonna say sooner or later, sadly, but hopefully America, we don't get jumped. That's my main thing. I just hope we don't get jumped. Because Canada already said they don't have our back. Mexico don't have our back. United Kingdom is going to sleep. They're not, so we all we got. And black people, we're barely holding on. I don't know. I think we've made it clear that we don't have no problem and no fight. However, they're gonna make us get out there and fight. Somebody made a good point though. They said put them baddies that's fighting. Go ahead, put them hoes to war. I think that's a good idea. They want to do all that fighting. Go ahead and get them a suit and a gun. They'll do good. But that'll be all for the news that's going on today, guys. For some actual food, I just went to Pinky's West Side Grill, so I just want to shout out them again. Always a good time. They have a very, very strong liquid marijuana. So if you like me and you like a strong, nice stiff drink, definitely go out to Pinky's West Side Grill. I particularly like the one on Freedom / I want to say that's West Moorhead area. But there's another one out in Huntersville. But particularly, I like that one. So shout out to Pinky's. And I think that might be it. Oh, my last thing is, of course, the message of the day. And mine is just people are a reason in the season. And I'm learning that, you know. So just remember that, guys. People are here for a reason in the season and they're here to help. Sometimes they're not useful though. So if they're not useful, let them go. But that's it. That's all. Keep that in your mind. Please remember to catch up with us every Monday, 7 p.m. You know, every other Monday. You know how we do. We're here, we're there, whatever. But 7 p.m. Connected with E. I am your host, Maya. Nia will be hopefully tuning us for next week. But yes, bye bye, guys. Get out.
Signing